Hi, this is going to be a take two for an intro to CarX Street because my first one I was a bit disorganized, um, and I was also in a race, and I don't know if you'd be able to hear me over the engines and all that noise. So a part of this is just because I have not found a ton of really good resources online for this game yet. Um, I'm still learning. I'm still trying to figure things out. But what prompted me was I was trying to figure out stuff about elite races, and I couldn't get any information. So I'm going to try to share with you what I have figured out and make things a little bit easier. So let's start with the currency that is that S with the gold sign that you can see on this. This currency is going to be important for um, engine swaps, transmission swaps. I'm assuming body upgrades, like body swap for weight and stuff, that kind of thing. Because it is very much what the high end parts are locked out by, um, and that includes some of the higher end performance parts, as well as a few visual items. So in all honesty, with how hard it is to grind, I'm guessing that they're going to make it a microtransaction at some point, or they're going to listen to fans and drop it down. I'm not sure what it's like on the mobile app. I barely played it. I was I tested it to see how the start was compared to the start of this game, um, out of curiosity more than anything else. Good news is the controller does work on the mobile version. Bad news is that the saves are not cross platform. So um, yeah, so let's start with that gold currency. So there's a couple different ways to earn it. The primary one out the gates is just completing all of the um, races in a particular club. Then you'll get some currency for completing it. Another way is taking part in specific Time Hunters leaderboards. Um, it is not a reliable way to do it because you have to get, like in this case, you have to be within the top 100. And, like I ran this yesterday, and originally I was in the top 500, and now my score has already pushed me down to not even the top, or just in the top 1500. Sorry. Um, so unless if you're like expert at this kind of thing, or you're running cheats, like I would not be surprised to learn some of these leaders are. Um, it's not going to be the best way to go about trying to get gold. And then the final way that I know of is through the delivery businesses. So you have to grind your way up. So the first one, I think it was 25 deliveries. Bet you I can find out. Yeah, 25 deliveries to unlock rank 2. And then it's an additional 40 deliveries to unlock rank 3. Now, as far as I'm concerned, these delivery missions for car deliveries is a great way to like test drive vehicles, because it'll just like give you a random selection of different colors or whatever else, and you just get to drive it. The racing variation will oftentimes have body kits and a few other like higher end components on it, but it's still kind of a great way to experience a vehicle that you might not um, otherwise get access to test out. And then eventually you get the elite. Now the catch with these is that the base level, you can just grind it as much as you want. The next level up, I think it's every 11 minutes you can run one. And then there'll be an 11-minute timer. You won't be able to run it again for a bit. The final one is an even longer timer, and I don't know what it is. I just know that people have talked about it online, and unfortunately that does limit how much gold you can get. But those are two of the best ways, like the most consistent ways rather. The other consistent way is if we switch vehicles here, if we go and look at this, these are an elite race. So if you complete a club, you unlock elite races. Now you can see it gives me one gold street, 1 street gold, whatever. Which is fine, except for the fact that you can only do these once an hour per club. And you have to keep a car registered with the club to be able to do that. So if I go over to this one, there's still 4 minutes left on this before I could go and run that one again. The other thing is that if you restart them too many times, it'll kick you out of the race. You will not be able to restart it again, and you'll lose out on any potential winnings. I ran into that earlier with this one, which is one of the things I was trying to look up and try to understand, and there doesn't seem to be much documentation. So that covers gold currency. Now, the next thing I'm going to talk about is just regular credits. So one of the easiest ways to earn credits is just to run races. Just do them for the clubs or whatever else. There are these single race versions of drift events and sprint events and stuff like that. If your vehicle is up for the task, these are a great way to earn money. Everyone's talked about that online, that don't sleep on these. But I can tell you from experience, trying to run them with an early vehicle is kind of a waste of time. But that also, another great way then is deliveries. Grind out the deliveries, especially at the start. It's a great way to earn a bunch of money up front. Another thing to understand is how fast travel works. So if you fast travel, you're going to pay. No matter where you're going, there's going to be a cost. Now, you can buy places, and they have different prices. And if you buy a place, an apartment, house, whatever, you can fast travel for free. It also unlocks more vehicle slots, so you can store more vehicles. Oops. Well, that'll actually work. So yeah, so this is then the storage. You can see the 3 vehicles that I have stored at this garage. But then let's say I wanted to go up to this tuning shop or the styling shop. Whoopsies. Styling or tuning shop, they're right next to each other. That's why I bought this place. It was 20,000 credits, and now I can just fast travel here for free, basically whenever I want. So just fast travel like this, and then we can head down to the styling, and that is a way to save money. 20,000 sounds like a lot, but as you saw, that was 1,000 or almost 1,000 to, and this is so loud. Almost 1,000 to do the fast travel to that from the other location. So it'll add up pretty quickly, having like the odd apartment around. That you can then fast travel to easily get access to the different parts of the map. And I'm just gonna jump it down here. I haven't practiced this route a ton. But I should be able to just hop over here. And now we're at a combo spot where we can do both styling and performance. And so now I'm going to go into the performance shop, and I'm just going to show you, or tuning shop, so I can show you what I mean by like the gold currency being used for stuff. So if I wanted to unlock the level 4 ECU and I assume the level 5, then I have to spend this gold currency on it. And then also if you do an engine swap, it's the same thing. And same thing with the transmission swap, which that's what I want to do for this vehicle. That's why I was looking into gold in the first place, because I want to be able to get the 6 gears on this vehicle, because it'll only marginally affect my acceleration, but then ultimately should allow me to really crank out the top speed. It'll also reset all of these, so I'm not sure on the differential, the gearbox and clutch for sure. And then same thing with body swap. So yeah, there we go. I have confirmed it then. So stage 1 for body swap is another level of weight that you're dropping off. So you can already do car weight reduction. So this removed 100 kilograms. This one would remove 65 all on its own. But again, it requires this gold currency. And I think that's it for the gold currency, aside from, like, again, some of these top pieces will end up requiring it. I don't think it does for the tires. But for the suspension, I think it might. I'm not sure. I haven't seen it for sure. So it might be limited to the things that affect horsepower exclusively. But still, that is just something to understand. That is some of these things are locked behind that gold. And then same thing when we go into the styling. I'm not going to bother showing you that because you might want to discover that on your own. I have never been inside of the garage before like that. Yeah, so that's kind of an introduction to that and like how the currencies work. Beyond that, finding gas stations and stuff is very helpful. The more you have them marked on your map, the easier it is to just go refill or like top up when you're low. I wouldn't bother with racing fuel early on. The main fuel is, we've got enough for the vast majority of what you're going to be doing in this game early on, and it's significantly cheaper at 25 credits a liter versus I think it's 400 credits a liter for the premium. Yeah, so that's the primary stuff I've figured out. The other thing is when you're in the tuning shop, you can do like additional modifications to your vehicle, where you can like extra adjust the camber. So like I've really adjusted the camber on this within limits of what my performance parts allow me to do, as well as what tire size and stuff I have allow me to do. But you can like manually adjust that, but it does have a cost per adjustment, and you can run into needing gold for that as well. So yeah, I think that's about it for this introductory tutorial. I can't think of much else that I could possibly cover at this time. Stuff that I figured out, aside from kind of going into some of the tuning that I do understand, which a lot of that tuning knowledge comes over from Forza Horizon and just what I know about vehicles IRL and stuff like that. Some of the things are a little counterintuitive in this game, like the brake tuning is actually the opposite of what I would have anticipated. Because in my experience, most racing games, if you bias the brakes towards the back, that'll promote oversteer, versus biasing them to the front will promote understeer. But in this game, it claims it's the other way. I haven't messed around with brake biasing, and I don't seem to have the ability to adjust power bias, which would have been nice. At least the differentials that I've unlocked don't offer it. And this vehicle is all-wheel drive, so I would have thought if anything was going to offer it, it would be this one. Oh, yes, actually, there is one more thing. So up at the top of the screen, once I get going, you're going to see a ring pop up. That ring is going to be, like, calculating skills and stuff. And I lost the count. And so there's a few things that can trigger it. So you can get, like, good drifting, which I'm not going to be able to do in this car because it's set up for racing, not drifting. But you can see, like, I'm getting large angle. And so then that adds up. And then also, the faster you get going, it starts adding up. So you'll get a bonus for speed, you get a bonus for acceleration. And I lost it again. And then another one is risk. I want to try to demonstrate that. You have to get pretty close. Yeah, that didn't count at all. Let's see. These windy roads are not conducive for this. Whoops. Jump drift apparently is one I did not know existed. Alright, here we go. Should be able to. Would that count as risk? Nope. Okay. There, risk. So getting close enough. You have to get pretty close though. Like, that did not count. And then it'll add up and the multiplier multiplies what those bonuses are. And then if you lose the combo by either crashing or finishing it, you'll see that your rank pops up and that wheel fills in. That is showing the experience you gained for it. And then if you watch my credits, they'll probably go up as well. I don't know. I don't know what the ratios are. I don't know. This is that big score. I don't know what that actually translates to experience-wise or monetary-wise. If only it was 1-for-1, I'd be wealthy. But it's up to a decent amount. Oops. Okay, so I'm at 9450. The highway is the best way to really like get the score up really nice and high. So let's see. And I don't know if you get more if you just stop and let it bank versus crashing or not. I'm very unclear on that. I haven't really been able to test it that much. Alright, that's a decent score. Let's... Alright, so now I'm at 10,451. So that earned me 1,001. And then my rank did go up. In fact, if I go here, I should have gained a whole new level. So that is a way to earn some... Oh yes, that is another way to earn gold. You earn a gold per level, it seems. It might go up higher in higher levels, I'm not sure. And there we go, that is a rough introduction to this game. People have asked me to upload more tutorials, and I'd like to try to answer questions about this game as people have them. And I'd like to actually be able to give good advice and stuff. Of course, I'm still learning, but I'm finding the resources for this game to be very disappointing, and I'd like to change that. Yeah. See you in the next one.